Hello. Welcome back to Born Offside. I'm wearing offside on my crotch today for those that are watching the show. Shout out to my boy Offside FC.
They're nice shorts.
They sent us these shorts. You're not wearing yours. Have you
No, I
worn
got
yours
the
yet?
Argentina ones.
Have you-
I'll wear them next week. We'll share the love a little bit.
Yeah, I'm always
You'd
worried-
think we'd be offside in the same shorts on the same day.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Well, different pairs of shorts.
Yeah, not the same.
Not the same
Exactly
shorts.
the same.
No, that'd be strange. I'm always hesitant to wear shorts on the show.
Yeah, because you
Because-
sit like that.
Well, because the couch is quite low.
Yeah, but Claudes, if you didn't sit spread eagle, you wouldn't be so worried.
Spread
I don't think there's any. Yeah.
You don't think there's any issue with the spread eagle?
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know if there's any other way to sit when you're in the middle.
When you're in the middle, it's hard, right? I got to like spread out.
It's so true because when I've sat in your place,
What do you do?
my legs are so short that I'm.
Oh, you don't
sitting-
even. You don't
My
even,
legs are up like this.
Yeah,
I
you-
can't. Yeah, they're just
Like
hanging
Elmo-
off the
Elmo on
off
the toilet.
couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't even hit the bottom of the couch.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Anyway,
we've got plenty to get through today. It's an international break, and we're going to get to that in a second.
Much happened,
Too many international breaks. I like international football,
but a lot of internationals.
but there's too many.
Yeah.
There's too many of them. But there is some local news that came out just today, actually.
oh
The National Second Division.
yes, I saw this.
Official. We are
Like
officially.
officially, not like
Official.
next year. Like,
Nah.
this is the lineup.
Official 8 teams. And then there's more to come, apparently.
Yeah.
But the 8 teams, tell me what you notice here, guys. Apia, Sydney Olympic, Marconi,
Love them,
Sydney United,
love them.
Wollongong Wolves,
Yeah,
Avondale,
I go every week.
South Melbourne, and Preston.
I love that it's a national second division and it's New South Wales and Victoria.
I mean, I can watch them all within a 10-minute, wingspan, which is perfect for us, New
Yeah.
South Wales.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're from Sydney or Melbourne, chances are you'll always have a game in your city.
Yeah.
Nah, look, it's shit. There must be a reason for it. They've said that these are the teams which passed all the tests that they did,
Right.
whatever. They want to add 2 to 4 more
Okay.
in the next year. So when they kick off in 25, they want minimum 10.
Okay.
Best case 12, but minimum 10.
Okay.
So that could be, we heard Hobart was getting tossed around. Sunshine
You-
Coast was
yeah.
getting tossed around.
Did someone DM'd us about Queensland?
Yeah, we
we
spoke
get-
about it last week.
Was
Remember?
that last week? The
Yeah.
one?
There was
Oh,
another.
okay.
We got another.
Oh, did we got
message
another
after.
one?
did
I
we?
swear.
Yeah, we did.
Shabs, did you pick that up?
Producer Shab should be on this. He's got one
Yeah,
job.
so
he wants
we'll,
to- he
we'll-
wants to come
I
on the
think
show.
the point is we might have someone on the show.
The anonymous person from
Yeah.
last week.
No, they're not. They are anonymous.
But they're like a pretty big deal in football Queensland, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I think
they want to
someone
remain
has
anonymous.
offered-
Tell me they're going to like Kanye West this thing and like have a zipped up.
Yeah,
They're not going to show their
They
identity.
want to
It
remain
will change
anonymous.
their voice and they'll just be a silhouette.
Wow.
But they've
But
got a lot
somebody
of
has offered to
information.
come on and kind of explain the Queensland situation from that perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love my drama.
Yeah, send us voice
Yeah.
notes, man.
Love
We
that
want
shit.
to hear it all.
Actually, that's a great point too. If you've ever, we used to have a few back in the day, but if you ever want to give us your opinion, send us a voice note.
We used to get voice notes
Yeah,
all the
because we can
time.
react to those.
And we can play them here on the pod.
Yeah, we
Just
can.
play them out loud. for
Send them
everyone.
in.
Yeah. But look, it's historic clubs. I think everyone's happy for Wollongong Wolves. A few people making noise about Sydney United after the crowd trouble and stuff. But
Yeah,
think
but they
that'd be
also
great
made an
for it.
Australia Cup final. Like,
Yeah.
what are we trying to do here?
Their fans will be loving that.
Yeah.
and a couple. I mean, Preston have really shot up after. I don't know if they're showing my lack of NPL Victoria knowledge here. Whether they're in the NPL yet or they're still in the second division.
Preston
Preston,
Lions,
they're up in the NPL?
2 or 3.
Two, yeah.
Yeah, so
NPL
they're
two,
not
that's right.
actually
They're
in
not in the top
NPL
tier.
They're not in the top tier, but
But-
their fan base and
Yeah,
their setup is amazing.
Yeah, their setup's incredible.
So-
I believe their marketing director was in touch with a few of us
Yeah.
and was telling us about their plans. And they've hired this whole new team. They had this amazing strategy to just
They've got
lift
money.
the club.
Put it
Yeah,
that
they
way.
must. Yeah, they must.
They've
be
come
getting
out,
some-
not come
Avondale-
out of nowhere, but they've done a great job.
Avondale got cash as well, and they're pretty new club as well. So apparently, a lot of teams in the NPL don't like them. I remember
okay, they
that
got-
one of their guys was telling me that because they're new guys on
No
the block.
one likes
and
new money, do they?
new money. Nah,
New
nah,
money.
but I'm here
They
for
like
it.
old money.
They like all money, exactly. But plenty of clubs, and of course, Italian heritage, Greek heritage, Croatian heritage in Sydney, and then the Wolves as well, which is a throwback to the old NSL. Look, it's good. It's a step forward anyway, but still a long way to go until we
Yeah.
actually get there. Oscar Ling, what do you see A-League Pro Rel system promotion relegation in 5 years?
Oh, do we see it?
I don't see it.
You don't think it's ever going to happen?
Not in 5 years, no.
No.
way.
I don't
5 years
see
is
it.
a long time.
No, in 5 years, I see a good national second division.
5 years, you've just gotten into a rhythm with the the national second division. The first season's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of learnings.
I
I think
reckon-
it'll take a while.
I reckon the second division will pass the A-League for number of teams. Like, I reckon they'll keep adding to the second division.
Okay, yeah.
So it's going to be like championship.
Yeah, I reckon they'll do
Yeah.
that. Like, it'll start with maybe 10, but I reckon they'll get to like 18.
Just
You
get
know, they'll just keep
and more
bolstering it
games
until it's
and-
ready for
yeah.
promotion relegation. I can just see new teams coming in there.
That makes more sense.
I think what makes that so difficult is the way that the A-League is run. You know, because it is
It's a separate entity.
It's a separate entity.
It's not no way connected to
and
anything
financially
else.
speaking, you're working with two different entities or multiple entities if you bring in the national second division. I think
But
in
I think
theory everyone likes it, but it's way more complicated.
I think it works in the UK though,
It doesn't.
because the
Yeah.
Premier League
Yeah, it's
is
a-
separate from the FA,
Yeah.
but you still promote through the football pyramid up to the Premier League.
Yeah.
So there has to be an agreement done, but
Yeah.
it can work. It
Yeah.
definitely can work. Also, the FA still own 20% of the A-League, so they do
True.
have some invested interest. It can work, but I just don't think it's more the A-League owners. I don't see them
Right.
being on
Them
side
wanting
to
to
it.
be
There has to
relegated
be
the
benefit.
second division.
Yeah.
And
How's
we,
that
and we
gonna
know
benefit
like in
them?
business both parties have to be benefiting. So
Yeah.
if the best teams are being promoted,
Yeah.
what does that
Also,
mean
how do
for-
you think it's going to affect the supportership for A-League?
It
You know what I'm
depends.
saying?
Yeah, it depends
Because-
what time of year they play.
Mm,
That's the big one. If they keep playing in the winter, like the NPL,
Yeah.
it shouldn't affect it.
uh,
If they play at the same time as the A-League, look, it might a little bit.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think
Because-
it's a whole different fan.
It is a whole different
Yeah.
fan.
You know, I think
agree.
it's a different fan
But,
that's crying out.
that's what I'm saying, because those fans are a bit more, they might have casually gone to watch, maybe a Wanderers against Sydney FC, but now they would rather go and watch
United. Sydney
United Olympic. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it could affect it in certain
It could
ways.
affect it. Look, I think more football's always the answer, because
Yeah.
also for players, it's going to give players more of a platform to go into be pro.
it's a lot more opportunity.
Yeah, it's a lot more, but I don't know. There'll be a lot of headaches. There'll be a lot of headaches going on nonetheless. I'm excited for it.
Yes,
I'm excited for it. Let's get it popping.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd like to see a little bit more representation of other parts of Australia, definitely. Then it will actually feel like a national second division
agreed.
rather than a second division.
yeah.
Anyway,
Just an East Coast second
just
division.
an East Coast second division. Yeah.
I know. But watch this space. Let's see what happens. I think there'll be a lot of developments. My biggest thing working in football media, I'm super keen to see who buys the rights to it. That's my
point.
thing. Like, I want to see where's this. Is it going to partner? Is it going to be on Paramount as well?
Yeah.
Or will
Is this a
someone just
paywall
go-
thing or a free to air?
Yeah. Will someone just go, fuck it, I don't have the A-League, but I'll just buy this instead? Like, I'd love, because I'm obviously at Optus.
Yeah.
I'd love Optus Sport to pick it up.
That'd be
It'd be
amazing.
sick, and because
Fuck,
the
that'd be
coverage they
sick.
Yeah,
give it.
you
to-
often see on Optus Sports stuff, because obviously I work there too, and I get messages all the time like, what about the A-Leagues? Like, why haven't you spoken about the A-Leagues? And it's like,
Yeah.
well,
They don't have
we
the
don't
rights
have
to
the
it.
A-Leagues.
It's not that
but
easy, yeah.
It would be amazing if there was local football to talk about.
Exactly,
that'd be
exactly.
good.
A quick one. I think this is for you, Kat, from 15 J Rod 08. International breaks haram.
I think,
Too many are haram.
I mean, that's basically what you were alluding to. You know how I feel about international breaks. I've warmed up to those. Look, I love international football in holistically.
At World Cups.
Yeah,
and
like
tournaments,
it does
but-
kind of like
When it's-
shape up the season a little bit, and I don't know if I rate having them so often.
Well, soon I'm going to tell you all the reasons why international breaks are great and also bad at the
Haram
same time.
also.
Yeah, so we're going to get there in a second. But for now,
I think he's Arab. This guy.
well, I think I mean, something
Yeah,
gave it
yeah,
away. Crispy 04. How good was that Melbourne City women's comeback? So the women's game kept playing over the weekend. They were losing 2-1. Van Egmont's back for Jets.
She is back, and
she
she
scored.
played very well.
Yeah, playing for her dad's team.
A dad's team.
He's a
Yeah.
coach.
He's the he's the
Well,
coach.
Yeah,
Or
he's
is
a
he
coach.
one of
He's
the?
the coach.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
playing underneath your dad at a high level.
How do you
That-
the onside or offside? I mean,
Playing
you see it in rugby league with the Clearys,
yeah,
right?
with the Clearys, still with the Clearys.
Yeah, but then Nathan, he's does
'Cause
so well.
That's what I'm
It's hard
saying.
to deny his
You're either one or
position.
the other. Like I feel like if you're an average player playing underneath your dad, you just got in there because your dad. But if you're a standout,
Yeah.
They're
then it's
usually
like
good
then it's
players
like
at
nah,
the
you
top.
would.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You like Cleary's like, all right, he would have been there regardless. Do
Mm.
you know what I mean? But I feel like if you're
Vidicic.
an average, like there's a guy called Michael Bradley. I think he plays for US. He's decent.
Yeah. With Bob
But
Bradley was his old man.
Yeah, but his old man. So everyone was like, "Come on, bro, he was good,
Yeah.
but he wasn't at the level to where you go. You should be starting for the national team every single day. But he was good.
fair.
Yeah.
So it's like that. It's that kind of vibe. But it is what it is. Use your connections, man.
Yeah. It was like Graham Arnold with his son-in-law was Trent Sainsbury and still dropped him.
Yeah, didn't mean he made a call up to the to the World Cup.
Ain't no favors.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about the Socceroos. 7-0 win.
Yeah.
You expected that against Bangladesh. With all due
Bangladesh.
respect to
yeah,
Bangladesh.
yeah. What was it? A goal in the first 2 minutes?
Well, you knew with
Juki got
Juki,
one.
yeah.
Well, you knew Harry Suter.
Yeah.
Actually, the Bangladeshi coach before the game said Socceroos are top 5 in the world for set pieces.
Really, because of Suter.
Because, well, yeah, but we're just big.
Yeah,
Generally,
tall.
even our
Yeah.
smallish players. Like Jackson Irvine, he doesn't look big, but he's tall compared to like the Bangladeshi players, you know. So yeah, it was just like it was boys to men. Great band. It was boys against men.
Saw them play actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Singing my heart out.
Saw you with Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly
Kelly Clarkson.
Clarkson. Kelly Rowland.
Kelly
Oh my
Rowland.
gosh,
That's my
Freudian
baby.
slip there.
Yeah.
Don't know why I'm thinking about Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
She had one song, didn't
Random. She won American Idol.
she?
You know why she's on my mind?
Why?
Because guys, it's like 20 years or something since Guy Sebastian won Australian Idol
Yeah.
yesterday.
Shannon Noel robbed
And
or
I
what?
saw some tribute thing all about when
Kelly
when
Clarkson.
Idol was like the biggest thing.
The
And
Idol was
everybody
big. Yeah.
Like the
Wasn't
whole
bigger
family
than-
was watching
Wasn't
it.
bigger than X Factor though, was it?
Here it was big.
It was
at one point.
massive.
Oh,
Like
really?
the first season was so big here, and Kelly won the American one. Anyway,
Anyway,
As you were
Socceroos won
saying.
7-0, and they're playing Palestine this week.
yeah.
And they're donating as well.
Love
They're
that,
donating half
absolutely
their
love
match
that.
payments to the Palestinian people, which is great to see.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't believe Palestine are fielding a team in this moment.
I
That's
know.
that's crazy. But I guess it's a symbol of hope. I think that's why they want to do it. They want to keep playing.
I think it goes back to that sense of identity as a country, right? And if you're given a platform to play as a country, to represent a country, you're going to do it.
yeah,
Because
it's
it's
amazing.
obviously it's one of those things where their land might be in contention, but as a people, they very much feel
Together, more together than ever.
Football,
they
football
are.
can be powerful in times like
Can
that.
be very.
You know what? Do yourself a favor. Actually, Google the history of Palestinian football and how it relates to this conflict. It's quite interesting. I mean, football in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean anything when you're talking people's lives, but the way that this whole thing has impacted
Yeah.
Palestinian football is really interesting. From the West Bank to, because you know Palestine's like split.
Yeah.
Players that have been on one side haven't been able to meet up with the team for many years, and they've lost some crucial qualifiers
Wow.
because their team couldn't link up because of the checkpoints. So then they've had to forfeit certain crucial World Cup qualifiers in the
Because-
past. It's
Isn't
really
that
interesting
crazy?
stories. Yeah,
Yeah.
really interesting
That's
stories. I was
wild.
going to do a piece on it, but I haven't got around to it yet. But
Yeah.
you need all the facts doing something.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
no, you definitely
But it's really
do.
interesting. We're playing them. It's a good start to qualification, but it's a long road to the World
Yeah.
Cup through Asia. Couple young players though. I mean, the Socceroos are looking good, but there's a couple young players that seem like they may not want to play for Australia. There's a couple stories. Now, the first one we all know about.
Okay, yeah, we know where you're going with
The
this.
first one's Christian Volpato.
Volpato.
Right?
But question,
Okay.
is he the one that doesn't want to play?
Well, this is what's come out. So
So he wants to play for Australia.
him and Arnie have spoken.
Danny as Arnie.
Arnie.
Oh, I thought you said as Arnie.
Nah.
I was like, as
Arnie,
Arnie.
not Azani.
Because I heard through the grapevine
Okay.
that before the World Cup, Arnie was on the phone to Volpato being like,
Yeah, he was.
you need to come.
He
Yes.
really wanted him, right?
Yeah.
Now, apparently, he spoke to him again here. Now, this is what's come out now. Volpato since has made a move from Roma to Sassuolo.
Yep.
His agent's Francesco Totti. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad. The
Not
man
a
who-
well-known name
The man
at
who
all.
scored against
Yeah,
Australia
yeah,
and
yeah,
sucked
yeah.
his thumb saying, off you go back
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Now, apparently, it's Totti and Sassuolo that have convinced him to not go to play for Australia during these camps now because it would be bad for his brand and his image.
Oh, yeah, terrible. So terrible
What
to
the
play for your country.
Because
What the fuck?
they reckon his market value in Italy will stay higher if he's playing for Italy under 21s than if he went to play for Australia.
That's a techie one.
So he went and played for Italy under 21s over the weekend and scored, albeit against San Marino, but he scored again for Italy under 21s.
It's I do understand it though.
It'd be like if you're English, right?
I
Would
do
you rather
get
play
it.
for England under 21s or Australia?
Yeah.
What helps you with the Premier League clubs?
Yeah.
Probably England under
Yeah.
21s, right?
Probably England because then they see you already in the system, and then there's a higher possibility of you getting a cap for England.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I get it.
Mm.
I do see the path, but it's just a bit shit because we obviously want to see him playing for Australia.
We want all,
As he's an
all the
Aussie boy,
players.
really
Yeah.
an Aussie boy. But I completely understand what he's doing.
Exactly. And I think when you hear this, it's like, okay, there's a lot of variables involved. And if you're this lad and you got someone like Totti telling you this,
Come on, it's Totti,
Do you know what I
bro.
mean?
It's Totti. Like,
you got Arnie on one phone, you got Francesco Totti on the other phone. With all due respect,
Yeah, who are you listening to?
you're listening to Totti, right?
Yeah, true. I hear it.
So I kind of feel for him in this situation. I think he's buying time, but I get it.
Because you're Italian Australian.
Yeah.
You know, that could be you. What would you do?
Oh,
What could have been?
It could have been without the knee injuries.
I
Yeah,
wanna
what,
know.
what would you
Both
do?
those
In another-
nations fighting for my fucking signature. would have
In
been great.
another world
Yes.
where Claudes, you weren't on the couch, you're
Yeah.
actually,
What
playing
would you
for
do?
said
Yeah.
teams,
Yeah.
what decision would you make?
Like when you're young and you're playing, everyone always asks you that because I obviously had the dual passports. People would always ask, "Oh, if one day things go well and which one would you play?" I always said Australia, me personally, but I'm not in that situation. If you're playing in Italy, I completely understand him. He'd be thinking about his club career.
Does he feel more Italian?
It's not only that. It's just like he wasn't good enough for Roma, so he's gone to Sassuolo. He's struggling for game time. Someone tells you like your image will look better playing for Italy. They don't give a shit if you play for Australia, but you're playing for Italy. You're more likely to start for your club, to get a move, to get a transfer.
So if you're even banging goals in the under 21s, it looks better.
Of course, you know. So I get that. Anyway, we'll watch this space. I think, look, it's probably the best time ever to try and make the Italian squad because they're fucking struggling.
Yeah, that's true. They're in a rebuild.
For attacking midfielders, you have a couple. You have half a good season. This kid could be playing for Italy, which is crazy. True. But look. Obviously, you'd think the Italian team would be harder to make. I could see this dragging on another couple of years, and then ahead of the 26 World Cup, he commits to Australia. Ooh. I could see that happening if he keeps playing.
And clip it.
Yeah, I could see it. He's got to start playing for Sassuolo though.
clip it. We'll
now,
run it back.
There's another one.
Okay, here's the other one. It was interesting to know.
And this one has just popped up last day or two, and would be heartbreaking to say the least. I don't think it's going to happen, but would be hard. Nestor Irankunda.
My chest.
Mine hurts too.
My chest. Wait. Who's he going to play for instead?
So, Nestor Irankunda, you read into it. Read into it as you will. He put up 2 Instagram stories yesterday, okay? And people on Twitter have grabbed it, they've screenshot it, they've started talking about it.
Soccer Twitter's going off here.
Do you know what I mean? The first story was him dribbling through some cones, training for Adelaide. Of course, he was left out of the Australian squads, both the Olyroos and the Socceroos' most recent squad. A lot of people said it could have been because of his red card, could have been because of his transfer to Bayern. There's a lot of reasons. He's obviously busy right now. But either way, he wasn't in the squad.
Right.
He's dribbling through some cones. He put up a little heart emoji, a little heart, as in like an actual human heart. You know that emoji is like the actual organ,
heart.
the heart, right? The organ. He had a heart and a timer next to it.
Yes.
Then on the next slide, it was also him training, and he had "See you soon."
Yeah.
I think he had soon, and he had the Burundi national flag.
Yeah. So you think he's gonna go play for? But they're doing World Cup qualifiers now.
They're doing World Cup qualifiers.
They are, because my boy just scored in Charles.
Right.
Just scored.
So they just lost to Gabon, Aubameyang's team, 2-1 in the qualification, but there's a long way to go. They sent officials to meet Nestor Irankunda years ago when he was in Adelaide Youth.
Jeez. They've been scouting him for a minute.
And they came out and responded on this, and BBC wrote an article about it yesterday, saying that they have said they're going to try everything to get him because in Australia, he'll be great. He'll be another player. But there, he'll be a national hero, an icon, and basically an image of hope to all the youth of that country, saying that, especially now since he's moved to Bayern Munich.
Jeez.
Do you think he'd consider this?
Fuck, he probably would, bro. Like, he 100% would, because he's got, obviously, where he's from, his parents, his heritage, and in African culture, that's huge. Like, if you can do something that's going to impact the whole nation.
Like, he'll be a hero, right? In Australia, everyone loves him right now.
He'll still be good.
But you still always have things to prove. Like, I think in Australia,
People will still be
it's called
doubting
poppy
him.
syndrome as well.
People
Like,
still
you're
be
never
doubting
going to
him.
get hero status.
Australians are a bit weird like that, right? Like, they always want you to prove something, and you've seen players rise and fall.
Yeah, even like his move to Bayern, I'm still seeing comments like, "Oh, I hope this doesn't ruin his career." And I'm just like, why is that the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah.
Like, he's just got to
him.
move to Bayern. This is great for everyone, him, the league, everyone. Why is the first thing that comes to your mind is like, oh, I hope this doesn't fuck up his career? You know what I mean? Like, it's straight away you're thinking of the negative shit.
There's a couple players that ended up playing. Like, I know a fair few put their allegiance to Ghana recently, and they were English. They could have played for England. Now, whether they weren't good enough to make the squad, but Wilfried Zaha said the same thing as well, because Zaha was originally going to play for England, ended up playing for Ivory Coast.
Yeah, Ivory Coast.
And he said it feels so much more special to him, even though he grew up in England. This is like his family and his family's families, and the way they look up to him there. Even just the fact that he's in the Prem is big for them.
Yeah.
Whereas
it's really massive.
playing for England's like, oh, you play for fucking Palace. Like, when are you going to actually prove something in an England shirt? Constantly, you're criticised. Whereas there, you're celebrated. You know, Drogba stopped the Civil War, for God's sake.
Yeah,
right? Do you know what I mean?
The power. I think you look like players like Mane and everything, and the influence that they have in the countries that they're from, and what that money can do, and I think how impactful football is. Because you said it before with Palestine, right? Like, we say it's football. At the end of the day, it's not a matter of life and death the way that other things are.
Yeah.
But the impact you can have as a footballer in those communities is insane. You can change lives.
100%.
You can't really
Honestly,
necessarily do the same thing in England.
Yeah, now you're saying that, it honestly wouldn't surprise me.
it'll be a huge loss
Actually,
for us,
it
bro.
actually wouldn't.
I know.
It probably depends how close he is with his family and brothers and like all
Also,
these.
how in touch he is with his culture.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because my parents definitely would be saying like,
Play for Nigeria.
play for Nigeria, 100%.
Well, what would
and
you
I,
do
And
if-
I would play for Nigeria just to bring them that sort of like.
That happiness.
Feeling.
The
You play-
happiness
a lot of
is-
people, you play for your family, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
all
yeah,
the time.
exactly. You play for your family, play
You
for
wanna
your
make 'em
heritage. So
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I think, look, Volpato, Irankunda, I get these young lads.
Yeah.
Because as much as it's like easy to jump to the opportunity, it's a big decision. Football is unlike many other sports where once you play for a nation, you're locked. So it's a big decision. So when
Yeah.
you're a really good player and you're signing for Bayern or you're signing for Roma, I get that you might want to take your time and make the right
I
decision.
agree with that.
also in terms of just from a technical standpoint, can he go and play for them and play for Australia like further down the line because of his age?
There's now techie things. I think it's to do with A internationals. If you
I
play,
think there's just so many.
'Cause
if he
Who
plays,
flipped-
if he
who
plays a
flipped in-
World Cup qualifier, I don't think he can.
Because was it Diego Costa flipped, didn't he?
Yeah, Tim Cahill
Yeah.
flipped because they weren't considered A internationals that he played for Samoa. So it depends on. But I think if you're playing a World Cup qualifier, I think that counts.
I
That
think
must
that
count.
that's surely got to count.
Yeah, I don't know, but interesting. Anyway, we're used to this. Hey, Azani, same thing in 2018. Iran were really close to getting him, and then he ended up committing to Australia. Does he regret that?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
you
it's
know?
the
So-
beauty of being a multicultural country and the
Yeah,
fact that
this-
we
we
look
gotta
at the
fight with
soccer.
this.
Well, you look at that Socceroos lineup, and most of them, their
Have
families come
something.
from somewhere else, and that's what's beautiful about
That's
it.
always
but
gonna
it's-
help our
You're
football.
always running that risk.
Yeah, our
that they might
football-
want to go back to said motherland to
Exactly.
represent.
Exactly. Exactly. So
So you got to build incentive as well.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
reason to make Australian football better.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go to African football.
Let's go.
I thought we
Because
were already there.
Well, we are there. We are there. What he could look forward to if he does go
Yeah.
play over there is just scenes. You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there'll be
Right.
like a sea of people anywhere he goes.
Hamish George wrote in, Mo Salah got attacked by Sierra Leone fans. Security was outrageously slow. So some context.
What the hell?
Security was from Sierra Leone.
So they were playing in Sierra Leone. Egypt won 2-0. At one point, the crowd rushes the field.
What?
First, a Liverpool fan bows down at Mo Salah's feet.
Oh my god.
But then a Man City shirt was worn by another fan
Oh god.
who appeared to try to attack Salah.
My god.
Right? And then
Oh no.
the Sierra Leone military
Had to
had
jump
to
in.
get him off the field. And he looked pretty shaken by it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, he's a footballer, right?
Yeah.
Poor
the end of the day.
Salah.
This is, he's
Yeah,
a long way
that's-
from Anfield.
Yeah, it's a very long way. He should be laughing. That's fucked. Is he okay?
He's
No-
fine.
no-
He's
no-
fine.
no
He
fight.
set up the second goal. They won.
Yeah, we're real passionate in Africa, man. We're real.
It's so good, man. Like, it's so hard to play there. The amount of times I've seen, like, star-studded Ivory Coast lose away from home and, like,
Yeah.
it looks like a paddock they're playing.
Yeah.
on. Like, I love it. I love it. I
Yeah,
think it's
cool.
proper
Anything-
football.
Anything goes, man.
But they
Anything.
need to. They. What I love about the African players is they really look forward to going back and play with their country.
Yeah,
They don't get. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like players that play in the top levels, maybe for European nations, they get a bit snobby.
when they don't
Yeah.
want to go back home and
The
stuff.
Africans always want to go. African
Yeah.
Cup of
They see it
Nations
as more of a
mid-season,
chore.
they go. You know, I love it. But it's great. Africa was the biggest winner of the new World Cup format. So they used to get 5 people at a World Cup, 5 teams at a World Cup. Now they're going to get 9 automatic plus
Damn.
1
That's huge.
to a playoff.
Yeah, that is
That's
nice.
humongous.
So Egypt, Algeria, Nigeria, they all missed out last time. Hopefully now you get more African teams. There's enough quality.
There's so much quality
To have
in
9,
those-
10 teams.
in those teams, man.
So it's very good to see. Let's take another trip. We'll go to South America this time.
South
Ooh.
America.
All right, there's a few
Okay.
stories
Okay, okay.
coming out of there.
There's a few coming out of there
I'm
every
ready.
week. I
I'm
think.
ready. I'm ready.
Quality stuff. You ever been to South America?
No,
You're due a trip there, bro.
I am due. Like what? Like Mexico? Is that South
That's
America?
central.
Yeah,
America.
close enough.
You
Yeah.
might want to go a little more south.
Bit more
than that.
south.
Or like Colombia?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
go.
muy bien, muy bien.
Medellin.
You listened to the Andy Bernal episode, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medellin.
Good times there.
That's very good.
Barranquilla.
Yeah. Hola, ¿cómo está?
Do you
Bien.
know another city in Colombia?
Do you like Latinas?
Of course.
Yeah, who
Who
doesn't?
doesn't?
Claro
Who
que sí.
doesn't, bro?
Jesus.
Of
that's
course he
it.
does.
doesn't.
Of course he
it's
does.
true.
High
It's true.
caliber.
That's why he
type of
speaks
woman.
such good Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shave years of your life, but they're just so much fun. Let's let's go to Argentina, where
Your dad's born. No, he wasn't
no,
born
he grew
there.
up there.
He grew
though.
up there.
He grew up there. Yeah, he
I
was
don't think people know that.
a lot of people don't know the RG influence on me. You know,
Yeah.
my dad left Italy when he was a kid, so he grew up in Argentina. So
Yeah, that's
I grew
pretty
up with
cool.
all that, all the music, the language,
Yeah.
the food, the all that stuff, and I've been
Your
there.
dad's accent is like a hybrid
sounds
between
Archie.
the two.
He sounds.
He
Archie.
sounds really Spanish. Yeah, like he's got the Spanish accent.
Yeah.
It's really
Loves
cool.
It. Loves it. And basically, they usually Argentina play at El Monumental, which is the big stadium that River Plate play at. They had to move it because of Taylor Swift.
Ah, yes.
Oh my! What she's doing a concert? in
Swiftie
Argentina?
concert. So
Oh, the fucking Swifties.
Messi
Man.
presenting the Ballon d'Or to Argentinians had to be moved
I use.
for Taylor Swift.
Oh my god!
It shows you the size of this girl.
Yeah, Messi, stay in your lane,
I
basically.
actually-
Is what
She's
she's trying to
huge,
say.
man.
I despise Taylor Swift, man.
Wow.
Why?
Just
Let's break
despise
it
her.
down.
Why?
But just like, why is she so big? And who are her fans?
She has a lot of
Because I've
fans.
never met them, but they're everywhere apparently.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Are you a Swiftie?
It's almost like they're just bots and people just.
No. In
Like,
fact,
who are her fans?
I wrote a comment on one of John Bernard's videos where he did a fake interview with Taylor Swift.
And all the Swifties were there.
And I commented, I hope the Swifties see this. And it's got like 1,500 likes. And so many Swifties have replied, like, you're not a girl's girl.
See, this is what I'm saying.
And I'm like, hold on. Okay. Just pause for a
I
second.
could tell you I could tell you're not a Swift girl. Just
look,
everything about her.
I like what
She's
she's
much
done.
more of a Cardi B or a fucking Nicki Minaj, you know?
I'd be like, I'm a Rihanna girl every day
Rihanna, yeah,
over
that's what I'm
Taylor
saying.
yeah,
Swift.
but even like Swifties,
But it's just
you know,
like you can appreciate that she's done really well for herself, and I'm
Yes.
happy for her. But I'm not a huge fan of the
You're
music.
also not a Delta Goodrum person, are you?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, see? I feel like if you're a Swiftie, you're a Delta Goodrum.
There's a
Do you know what
type.
I mean? You're more of a Jess Malboy kind of girl.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I see that.
If
I
we're
see
going
that.
local,
Yeah,
yeah,
I see
yeah.
that, yeah.
She lived in my cousin's street.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway,
So they moved Messi because of Taylor Swift.
they moved Messi
Yeah.
down to La Bombonera, which is Boca Juniors' home ground. And they lost anyway at home to Uruguay. Actually, in that game, so Uruguay are now coached by Marcelo Bielsa.
Okay. Yeah.
Bielsa's got them cooking. Beat Brazil, beat Argentina already.
Wild.
He's a fucking phenomenal coach.
That's so cool.
It's a match made in heaven. He's a great manager. Uruguayans are just crazy.
Yeah.
They're just mental, right? And they don't give a fuck who they're playing. They're grubs. I kind of like watching Uruguayans play football.
They
because
are grubby, aren't
they're
they?
disgusting. Right? Right? They're disgusting. But
Bunch of Ramoses.
yeah.
But in a-
I mean, you remember Godin and Jimenez.
Oh, I
and
hope
those guys.
you're speaking of Ramos. I hope you're going to bring up.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
So so anyway, Uruguay, there was a couple big tackles on Messi. They were just fucking hitting Messi. They didn't give a shit that he was, you know. They hit him. Rodrigo de Paul comes over trying to start a fight, and this young Uruguayan defender looks at him, and quite obviously the camera got him in Spanish, like clear, going, "You all just suck his dick." And he did the gesture as well.
no.
You guys just suck his dick, everything he does, right? And they beat him 2-0. And Messi after the game said, "You know, these young guys have no respect," but I kind of like
that.
it.
I
Do you
kind
know
of
what I
like
mean?
that. I actually like that. You know, it doesn't give a fuck who it is.
They don't give a
We're
fuck.
going out there 11 men against 11. I don't care if
Exactly.
you're 4 or 5 time Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it as well.
I will
love
humble
that.
you.
Yeah,
he
I love
said.
that. And, you know, fair play to him. So they beat them at La Bombonera. Moving over to Chile.
Mm.
Have you
Golden-
been to Chile?
I've never been to Chile.
Do you like Chile?
I'd like to go to
yeah,
Chile.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you like Chilean women, Claudes?
Well, I don't know that many, to be fair.
I know
but
one
yeah.
or two. Do you?
I know a couple. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're really nice.
They're nice. They're nice. Nice breed of women.
It's the golden generation. The golden generation.
First time Claude's speeches. I love it.
The golden generation in Chile.
I'm crying.
No, inside joke, guys. Inside
The
joke.
golden
Had to be there,
generation.
had to
He
be
just
there.
likes spicy food. It's fine. Moving on.
I do. The golden generation of Chile is truly over.
Are
Okay.
you sure?
He's so he's so thrown off.
Are you sure?
Listen, they drew 0-0 at home.
He's just thrown off
They,
completely.
they drew
Sorry
0-0.
if you're listening,
They
guys.
They drew 0-0 at home to
Okay.
10-man Paraguay.
Cats.
Listen, cat.
We'll get her back. We'll
This
get her
is
back eventually.
important.
She always does this.
I'm listening.
get her
This is
back.
important.
Estoy escuchando.
Okay.
Tranquilo.
Alexis Sanchez was having a shower after the game.
He's still playing.
He's still going. This is what I mean. They're holding on to this generation that's
Jesus
done. They got to
Christ.
let it go. They're coming 8th, by the way. They're doing pretty shit. They still got to play Brazil and Argentina. They finished 0-0 at home to Paraguay, who had 10 men. In the shower after the game, shit starts coming out of the drains.
Oh, wow. Just took a left turn.
Right?
Yeah.
So the Chileans, bro, they got to fix the fucking piping, bro. I know the times are tough in Chile.
What the?
What's going on?
Wait, so as they
He
were
said-
showering,
At home, by the way. They're playing a Colo Colo stadium. He's having a shower.
Culos.
Straight from their culo culo to the fucking drain, bro. The shit started coming out of the drains at their own home stadium.
Oh my God, what's going on in Chile?
I'm so done.
Yeah.
Did you hear this?
No,
Yeah.
cat's done.
I'm crying.
I know.
This happens all the time.
You've heard of golden showers?
Oh, God.
This is different.
Don't ever
This is-
look at me
this-
and say that.
This is different.
This
Way-
is brown showers, bro.
Yeah,
and he
nah.
was unhappy with it. He said after the game, he said, we take responsibility for all that, but this isn't good enough. We're at home in the national stadium and there's shit coming out of the showers.
What the hell, man?
Like,
Imagine, like,
how does that even
I'd
happen?
love to see.
Well, obviously
Lexus.
the plumbing.
Yeah, the plumbing.
You know.
Doesn't get used often, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I understand if you make it come out of the away team.
But the home.
But the home, you want to help your home. Maybe they were so unhappy with the 0-0 draw, the plumber just switched the pipes.
Damn.
Anyway.
That's deep. Anyway. Moving
Yeah,
on.
shit, it's not what you want in a shower. But anyway.
Shabs and chuckling.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
We're going to
Fuck
stay in
me.
South America, though.
Ah, here we are.
We're going
okay.
to stay there, right? We're going to stay there. We're going to go to a
What's
really
the
nice...
rush?
We're gonna
What's
go
the rush?
Well, exactly. Let's go to a nice story. Luis Diaz.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I love
This is incredible. His dad's been released from captivity. Again, South America. His dad got kidnapped, which is terrible, and his mum. But that happens often in South America. If they know your son is playing overseas, has a lot of money, we often hear that their houses get robbed, they get kidnapped. Anyway, his dad just got found and released during the week. Goes to the Colombia game on the weekend against Brazil to see his son score 2 goals and
That's
beat Brazil.
amazing.
Yeah, did you see his reaction?
Did you see? Yeah, the videos.
It's very,
The timing couldn't be better on that.
Oh, amazing. That was
saw
just.
some-
That's my story of the week.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fucking amazing.
It's a really beautiful moment for the family. I think you saw the fans, the Colombian community come together for him. It's good news for everyone.
It's so good, man. It's so
So-
good. What are you? You alright?
So I was thinking about Twitter and some of the stuff that they were saying on Twitter. And
What were they
it's
saying?
too bad.
Is
What
it
are they
really
saying?
offside?
His reaction.
Was it offside?
They were quote tweeting his reaction with like obviously stuff saying like he realized like his price just doubled or some shit.
Twitter's a bad place, man.
That's not me.
This
man,
is
it's
why I
Twitter.
don't-
It's
It's not. That's not Alan's thoughts.
It's not on my thoughts. It's
Yeah,
Twitter's
these
thoughts.
thoughts
You
are-
know when you shouldn't be laughing at it and you're like, oh, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So
That's why I don't have Twitter
thought
anymore.
about it.
He's okay now, which is good.
He's okay. He's
Surely
good.
just sell your house in Colombia, move with your son. to
Yeah, no,
England, bro.
he's got to leave Colombia. Surely.
Just move away.
Go
with
to
your son.
Liverpool.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot better, but it's a little bit better.
A little bit.
Let's go to Europe now.
Finally.
A couple big results. Finally,
It's a full
Safely.
world. Got a round the world ticket.
I love
today.
it. This is international football. Turkey beat Germany. Big. Lots of Turks
Oh, wow.
in Germany as well. Germany,
Yeah.
their preparation for the Euros at home is going shit. They
What's
sacked
going
the
on?
manager.
Germany.
Not working, bro. They've got Nagelsmann now. They lost 3-2 to Turkey.
Damn.
And yeah, it's not going well. A lot of people are criticizing them. They have to pull it together for this Euros. Over in Spain, Gavi comes off with a serious knee injury.
Not good.
Look quite serious. So serious that Ferran Torres scores in the second half and holds up a Gavi jersey. He just came off the field.
Wow.
Thought it was a bit much.
That's a bit much.
It's a bit much,
Yeah,
eh?
it's a bit too far.
It's a bit low.
They're dramatic.
He's not dead.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's way too far. Personally.
They're dramatic, the Spanish. But
Yeah.
Just a little
anyway,
Very dramatic.
you know a thing or two.
We love them.
Yeah.
bit.
Anyway,
You lived there.
I did.
yeah. But let's hope Gavi's all good. He's one of the golden boys. This is what I want to talk to you about. I know you love this man.
Who?
Romelu Lukaku.
Oh, that's my guy. I will always stick by him.
So Belgium beat Azerbaijan. He scores 4 goals.
Yeah.
He
What
runs.
was the total score?
That's a good question. What was the
Did
final
he
score of
score
this
all
game?
the
No,
goals?
he didn't score all of them. They beat them 5-0. So he scored 4 out of the 5.
Dang, that's amazing.
Yeah, but they were all early. I think he had 4 by 37 minutes. Something like that, right? Anyway,
Damn.
he scores the 4th goal.
Yeah.
He runs over to the camera in the
Do you
corner.
remember? Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt.
No, that's
Remember
fine.
we talked about hat tricks in the Bundesliga?
Yeah.
And they all have to be in the same half?
Yeah.
He actually would have, you
That
rarely
would have been
hear
a
about
perfect
scoring that
hat-trick.
many goals
Yeah,
in one
perfect
half.
hat-trick.
That
Yeah,
would have
Just
been
made me think of that.
Yeah.
That would have been a Bundes.
That's how rare it
hat-trick.
is. You
But
never
yeah.
hear about that
No,
happening.
exactly.
In the same half, it's crazy.
But it happens.
Yeah.
Euro qualifying, you get some crazy scores.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan, they're improving, but they're, it's fucking Azerbaijan, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, scores the 4th goal, runs to the corner, grabs the camera and says, "I'm him."
Lukaku said this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now,
That's so fucked. That's like bagging a 7 and going, yo, I'm that guy now.
guy.
You're like, nah, it's not
You
the
know?
same. Less
So,
than a 7, a
couple
6.
things I want to talk about. One, can you ever claim you're him? Isn't that something someone else
You
has
have to be
s-
told.
Someone has to say that about
That's true. You don't say I'm him.
don't say I'm
they
him.
say
He's
him.
that guy.
He's
that-
him.
Yeah.
not I'm him.
Yeah, nah.
I'm him.
It just comes across a bit icky, yeah?
Oh, it's icky, yeah.
Yeah. So that's one.
Other people have to claim you're
lost,
that guy.
like,
It's true. It's
A
true.
lot of points for that.
That's so true. Yeah, you don't say I'm him. I didn't think about that.
He also then was subbed off in the second half. Job well done. He was on his phone on the bench during the game.
Damn, that's offside. That's offside.
He was on his phone.
He was on his phone on the bench.
Checking if
the
he was
camera
trending.
cut to him and he was just...
He was checking if he was trending on
He was
Twitter.
probably checking if he was
Yeah.
trending, if anyone was calling him.
Yeah.
him.
You know?
Yeah, no, you don't say that.
I mean, I like Romelu, but he doesn't do himself any favors.
I've-
He has a big ego.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
look, you can't. I genuinely believe the best footballers all have an ego. Like, you need an ego to get
course.
to that point.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes out in those moments, and you're like,
I'm
pull it
him,
back.
though, against Azerbaijan.
Pull it back.
You did a hat-trick against England or something? Fucking
sure,
oath.
you can be him.
Hat-trick against Azerbaijan?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He needed that for his confidence, probably.
You know?
But in saying that, let's not, discredit the Azerbaijanis.
Oh, name me one player.
Nen's right.
Yeah, exactly. You can't name me one player from Azerbaijan.
Is
Don't,
she
don't,
alright?
don't give me that shit.
Yeah,
But look, he's 7th in the all-time international goal scorers.
for Belgium, yep.
No, he's all-time.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's top of Belgium.
Oh, wow.
He bags goals, bro, and he's still young. And looking at that list, realistically, he'll probably
Sorry.
finish 4th when he retires. So he'll be behind Ali Day of Iran, Messi and Ronaldo.
Wow.
So, like,
Well, he just doesn't get enough respect.
he doesn't get the respect.
He
He'll be
just-
above Kane, Lewandowski, all these, like, big
he
number 9,
just- because
Suarez.
we forget he was like on the scene as like he was like when he was playing for West Brom. What was he? 19,
When he got loaned out there.
20 when he was
Yeah.
like scored 20 goals for West Brom.
Yeah, scored a
Do
hat
you know what I
against
mean?
United. Yeah.
So he's been in the game for so long. We almost just like
Yeah.
disregard him.
Yeah, I mean, his record with Belgium is very impressive. But in big moments, like at the World Cup last year, he just didn't quite step up. Looking at that list, though, Messi has 106 goals. Ronaldo's got 128 and still going. But are we starting to discredit European teams? Look at this. France broke a record on the weekend. 14-0. They beat Gibraltar.
14-0.
14-0.
That's so cute. Sorry.
Sorry, my dog's just on
We
set.
have a dog.
We
My
have
dog's
dogs
on
the
set.
couch.
She's running amok. 14-0 France beat Gibraltar. Like, does this just like make European qualification become a bit of a joke?
Yeah, I think it does.
Because in South America, you don't get games like that.
No.
And this is where people, bring up the conversation. Messi, the easiest team he plays is Bolivia at fucking altitude.
Yeah.
Whereas, in Europe, you're playing your Luxembourgs, your Liechtensteins, your Gibraltars, San Marino.
Who only exist as countries because of politics and stuff.
Exactly.
Like, geographically questionable. Not trying to discredit the existence of them as countries, but you look at Gibraltar and it's like, how many players do you have to choose
They all have
from?
part-time jobs. Messi's 106 goals for Argentina
Yeah.
or Ronaldo's 128 goals for Portugal. What's more impressive? There's 22 more goals there for Ronaldo.
Yeah. But they're both impressive in there. It's too hard to
You
pick.
can't, okay.
I think it's too hard to pick because
Give
you
them
look
both
at
credit.
you give them both credit.
Ronaldo is the top scorer for men's football. I'll say that before the women come after me. Because Christine Sinclair has about 1,000 goals.
Yeah. But I think it's too hard to. I think they both respectively have done what they need to do for their countries. Like Ronaldo won his country,
The Euro,
Euros,
Messi won
Messi
the
won
rest.
a World Cup.
Yeah,
We both know they've always been top of the game for their countries as well. So I think it's too hard to choose between them both. Everyone's always going to put probably Ronaldo in front because not Ronaldo, Messi in front because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And that's recency bias.
But at least Ronaldo, I think, it's fair to say he's the greatest goal scorer of all time. Because if he scored 128 goals for Portugal, he's the greatest goal scorer. Men.
of all time.
Men.
So you're saying he's a better goal scorer than Messi?
Goal scorer? Probably. I think it's just simply goal scorer. I
Simply
think Ronaldo's
goals?
the best we've ever seen. Messi for me is the best player. But goal scorer...
Technically
just
speaking,
goals.
Messi does things that the
I hear
What I
what you're saying.
always
I hear
think
what
is
you're
Ronaldo's
saying.
just the bagsman of all
As in
time.
got left,
Ronaldo's, like,
right,
aspirational.
header.
Left, right, header. Lethal.
Ronaldo's aspirational. You look at what he does as a player and you
Yeah.
want to play like that. Messi, you look at him and you're like, how the hell did he do that?
Yeah.
Like
It's
it's
true.
the
But Messi's different. Messi's got more elements, If
Yeah.
you take assisting, you take dribble, but I'm just talking just purely in the box goals. Like what now Haaland is becoming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I
hear
think
that.
Ronaldo
Tap
is
in
the
merchant.
king. Well, yeah. But I think Ronaldo's the king of that. Ronaldo's the
Yeah.
king of scoring goals.
And
he's showing it
I
still
think
now.
I agree
It's
with
true.
that.
Yeah,
statement.
he's showing it still now.
That's true. And that's what he's there for.
But the French, they're arrogant as fuck, right? We know that. The French are arrogant. A couple things happened. One, Mbappe, after the game, laughed about how many goal scorers they had. They had 9 different goal scorers. He said, we actually had 10 because the Gibraltar player scored 1 for us.
They got to bring in the mercy
didn't have to
rule.
do
They
that.
got to bring the mercy rule back for some of these games.
Well,
man.
this is Aesthetic Football asked us, should a team keep
timeout.
celebrating at 14-0 or do you show mercy to the inferior side?
Yes, you do.
You shouldn't celebrate after what?
Oh, is it even fun anymore at that point?
Well, when realistically, when should you stop celebrating in a game of football?
Well, personally, it's never happened to me before.
When you got done by Fiorentina,
when you
when did they
guys
stop celebrating?
conceded,
Probably after like was 5 or 6, I reckon. But that's in a pre-season friendly.
Yeah.
Against
Not
a
so friendly.
World Cup qualifier, I reckon after like 5, everyone just doesn't.
Just high five and go
everyone
back.
just doesn't really give a fuck.
Well,
But the thing is, the reason why it's worse is because everyone realizes, oh, we can get in here. Anyone that hasn't scored before is going to try and bag a goal.
Try score.
So it gets worse.
Well, so what happened was Olivier Giroud scored a bicycle kick to make it 14-0, and he ran off to the corner and did all these different. He did like 3 different celebrations, and he just made a 14-0 against a bunch of plumbers.
he's
That's horrible. That's
Come on, bro. I love Giroud, but what the fuck
these are the
doing?
egos we're talking about.
Yeah.
I love that.
What are you doing?
You know
bro?
when there's like this thing that's called petty? That is as petty as it
Yeah.
gets. I mean, a bicycle kick's big.
That's turning
Yeah.
into like a fun training session for them, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Look what I'm gonna do next."
yeah.
Yeah. Taking the piss. Taking the piss. Anyway, the French are looking very good. France and you'd say England are looking very good for these Euros. A lot of fans are convinced that Kevin De Bruyne is now producing music in his spare time.
Yeah, I saw that he helped Drake out.
So Kevin De Bruyne was listed
I
as a
saw
writer
this
on one of Drake's songs.
newest album,
Yeah.
Scary Hours or something like that.
Yeah.
But apparently it wasn't actually him.
Oh, was it another K De Bruyne?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
That's what he commented underneath the video. He's like, all jokes aside, this wasn't actually me.
So there's another K De Bruyne.
There's another K De
Okay.
Bruyne, but
I feel like I'm like the majority of people that just saw that and
I
said,
thought it
"Oh
was him.
wow."
But he doesn't really seem like the type of guy that would write a rap song, right?
No.
But saying that, Kevin Durant is who was a co-writer for
Like
Drake's,
the actual
like
Kevin Durant.
like the actual
Kevin
KD
Durant. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
was like, if you look at producers or you look up like something on Drake's album, like KD's listed there.
yeah. Oh, wow.
And
That's
it's
crazy.
the actual KD.
Well, Kevin De Bruyne shared it and said, I heard you needed an assist.
Yeah.
I love that.
I saw that.
That's mad.
I
He's got a
love
bit of
that.
banter.
How may
Kid.
I
He does.
assist you?
Good to see.
Okay.
But have you listened to Drake's album?
A
Apparently
little
this
bit.
is good.
The
Apparently
new
he's
one,
come
I
back.
haven't listened to it completely, but it sounds a lot better.
Apparently it's a lot better. Good to see. Drizzy was falling off for a bit there.
Need to give it a listen, but apparently it's a lot better.
Good to see.
Just
Speaking of
some-
falling off,
Oh no.
Everton. 10-point
Oh,
deduction
it happened.
officially
It
confirmed.
happened.
For what? What did they do again?
Financial breaches. They've now dropped into the relegation zone.
Does that
Well
mean they're
and
below
truly.
Luton?
Yeah, they're on 4 points.
Damn.
They're just a couple points below Luton. Luton are still just, I think Luton are now 4th last.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tight at the bottom. Luckily, Everton got 1 or 2 wins recently. So they were on 14 points. They now dropped to 4. Still a long way to go. But a lot of people are saying how quick they've been charged as opposed to people like City.
Oh my God, that's the investigation still going on. We don't know what happened with that.
115 breaches of financial fair play have not been charged.
And you know, Everton have been received this because they've lost too much money.
Yes.
It's like we're working with such different things
I
here
know.
between City and Everton.
Well, there was an expert that spoke about it. It was in The Guardian. You had an expert that spoke about both Chelsea and City and said if they both are found guilty for their financial charges, they could both be relegated from the Premier League. Chelsea and City. That's how bad their charges
So
are.
that's why it's going to take probably longer.
Yes. So Everton was a 10-point deduction, but they're saying Chelsea and City shit has been so much worse that if they actually are found guilty, despite having the best lawyers in the world, if they are
Yeah,
found
because
guilty.
I don't know if we talked about this last week. I think it happened between these 2 episodes, the Abramovich charges.
Yes.
So he's apparently made multi-million-dollar offshore payments
Yep.
that are to managers, players, you name it.
Oh no, we don't care about that. We want to know about City. I remember just put him in the corner somewhere. Put him in the corner somewhere. We'll talk about that one
Of
later.
course he did.
I
Yeah.
know.
You know what I mean?
was a
Like,
bit dumb,
look
yeah.
at the rise of Chelsea in such a small time. Of course he was doing
Did
that.
you see what him and John Obi Mikel was talking about him?
Yeah.
Did you see
Did we
that?
talk about that last week? No.
No, I don't think we did. So basically, there was when John Obi Mikel's father got kidnapped, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Basically, Abramovich called him and was like, "Listen, do you want me to help out?" And he was like, "What?" He was like, "I can make a phone call if you need me to make a phone call." BMK was like, "Okay,"
His dad was released like
and his
next
dad
day.
was like released like the next 2 days. Like
Yeah.
this guy is,
Oh my God. You want Abramovich in your corner.
you want him in your
100%.
corner. You know,
Oh
he's
my
probably
God.
one of the
Russians.
most connected guys.
Oh, bro, those Russians, they can get anything done in
sure.
any part of the world.
It's so true.
Yeah.
That's
So
scary.
if it happens when it does, Chelsea and City might both go down.
Can you imagine Chelsea and City back in the Championship?
I mean, it wouldn't really matter. They just you
just win the
yeah,
Just
that's
be
what I'm saying.
one
Do you reckon
season.
players would leave? Like,
I don't know.
No.
I reckon everyone would they'd still be on the
They'd be
same
like,
money.
okay, cool, let's
They'd be
get
beating every
promoted.
team 10-0,
Yeah.
and then they'd come back up next season.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be 1 year.
It happened to Juventus. They came back. Yeah, you can always bounce back from it. I don't know. I don't think they're getting proven of anything. They got that much money. They got the best lawyers in the world, and they'll manage to push it out.
Yeah,
But
Abramovich will just make a few more calls.
well, would he now anymore? I don't know.
Not anymore.
He's not his team anymore. Sergei Evlevsky. Will Everton survive now? I think they will. I think there's a long way to go still.
Yeah.
Still.
I was listening to Filthy Fellas the other day, and they were basically having a discussion saying like, is the Premier League quality gone down this season because of the bottom three? Everyone knows them; they might be already getting relegated. Like the bottom half kind of know.
Well, this is
Are they saying that there's so much disparity already?
Who's the bottom three?
and
Burnley.
top?
Burnley have been really disappointing.
Burnley,
30 goals conceded.
That's
Burnley,
nuts.
Luton,
Nine scored.
and
Sheffield have been shit too.
Yeah, so they're basically saying the quality of the Premier League has gone down because it's not as close anymore between the bottom half and the bottom.
I agree
three.
with that.
Yeah.
I think Sheffield, Burnley, they haven't been good enough. Luton now get a bit of a lifeline. They pop up out of the
now and
relegation
then.
zone, but still, they could take time. Last season, Leicester, Southampton. Who was the other team that went down?
Yeah, those, and they were saying the three that went down,
they're good
they're
sides.
all Premier League teams. That
Leeds.
yeah, and Leeds
Yeah.
that will all make Premier League stronger.
Yeah, it's true.
So
That bottom three is much stronger than this year's bottom three.
Yeah, that's true.
So it'll be tough.
So I definitely agree with that.
I
I
don't know if
definitely
they're
agree.
gonna survive, man.
I know.
I don't know if the man them are gonna.
I actually
survive.
might be going to Kenilworth.
Oh, you might go for a little.
I might be
game?
going down to Kenilworth Road. They play when I'm over there. They play on a Tuesday night against Arsenal.
That's mad.
Let me know how it goes, man.
I want to go
If you need
see. I want to go
need a
see the
hookup.
smallest stadium in the Prem. It'd be sick.
tough to play there.
It would be. It'd be very
Have you
tough.
played at Kenilworth?
Yeah, I played there. I can say that, you know.
Have you?
Same picture, Harlem.
Was that when you were in the youth?
Yeah, in the
That's
UK,
sick.
Yeah.
That's decent.
I mean, the stadium's empty, but
That doesn't
still
matter.
played there.
Doesn't
Still
matter. Still
there.
played at Kenilworth. That's awesome. You can claim it. Random one. They're talking football lawmakers are considering a 10-minute sin bin.
All right.
Would you like to see football with a sin bin?
So is this in place of
Yeah.
yellow card,
No,
red
I
card?
don't
Like,
think
what's
so.
going on?
So I think they're talking about potentially either 2 yellow cards being a sin bin.
I wouldn't mind that actually.
Because if you make 2, like none of them are bad
I know, okay,
challenges.
not in today's game where
Everything's a yellow.
everything's a yellow,
Yeah.
and we see people get a red card, but we go, come on, that wasn't really a red, or maybe when someone made a rash challenge or something like that. I don't think it's a horrible idea. Instead of the red.
I mean, when
If it was
you-
really
Instead of
bad-
the
if it
red.
was really bad and worthy of a suspension, you would have
Yeah.
given him a red.
No,
Yes.
for sure.
Do you know what I mean? If you've just given him
Yes.
2 yellows,
So double
10
yellows, 10 minutes sin bin.
10
come
minutes
back.
sin bin.
That's not horrible. I'm
No.
not against that.
And when you look at the so Symbian, for example, rugby league, look at the value of it.
It is because
It pulls a player. Look at a Victor Radley who can get multiple sin bins in one game. You don't have many players like that
Yeah.
in football, but there are some that might challenge more than others. I don't mind it as like a warning system as opposed to a straight red card or 2 yellows and you're out. Like that's a bit boring, given that they're handing them out like
defenders,
cards
it'd
these
just it'd be hard for defenders now. Not hard for defenders, because if they implemented that now, defenders would be a lot smarter, right?
Yeah.
Because you know if you're on a yellow, right, you'd go and get another yellow, so you wouldn't mind getting another yellow.
It'd
you know what I'm saying?
probably encourage defenders to defend a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, because
That's
when
what-
they're on a yellow, they go very into their shell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go, I don't want to make something too rash here. I'm not going
Yeah.
to make that slide because I might pull out and blah, 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 blah. I might get another yellow. So you don't want to get that second yellow, but you wouldn't
But you
care
double
as
with a
I
sin
reckon
bin.
refs would give a
You
lot
double
more
with a
yellows.
sin bin.
I reckon refs would give a lot more yellows. Even for things like simulation.
That's true,
I reckon they'll
actually.
start handing them out.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you get like, bang, sin bin for you, 10v10. You're coming back on. It'd be interesting.
It
I would
would
be
be
opposed
kind
to
of-
it.
Oh my
I'd be
God.
down to
It-
see it in action and
It
whether or not
definitely
it works.
changed the game
It would.
for sure.
It would.
I feel like that's one people will either love or hate.
Yeah. Well, they tested it in England at like grassroots level, and apparently a lot of the coaches come back and said they like it.
Yeah.
But to get a yellow at grassroots level is tough.
Yeah, yeah, very hard.
You got to put someone in hospital to get a yellow card. A man who probably would have been in the sin bin a lot is Sergio Ramos. He was back down for
Yeah, on that, he's received the most red cards
He has,
in
yeah.
La Liga history.
Yeah,
I'm
there
pretty
In La
sure.
Liga history,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like, someone will fact check me on that, but I'm
think you're
pretty
right.
sure it's up there.
I think you're right. He was down at the Latin Grammys. So they have a Latin Grammys.
Kind of like the Aries over here.
You were there.
Yeah, it was a BTEC Grammys, got a little invite, so
Exactly right.
I'll take it.
Was it good?
That's all right.
Yeah.
Good networking.
Any celebs?
Who's there? Well, Taylor Swift. Virtually.
She zoomed in.
She zoomed in,
called
but that
in.
was about it.
Yeah.
Really.
Did you tell her how much you liked her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell her she's been called in, won some awards.
Well, the Latin Grammys. Can you stop licking me? That's my dog, by the way. No one else. Not Alan or Cat.
That's gonna sound mad on the mic, by the way.
Please clarify.
Yeah. So the Latin Grammys. It's kind of like the Grammys, but
Latin.
a bit more fun. You know, the men are shorter and the women have big culos.
The Latino women.
The Shakira
Shakira.
won Song of the Year.
Yes.
She's still making songs.
She's still making songs. She got over the breakup. Her Song of the Year was the diss track of Gerard Piqué.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
The person who presented her the award was Sergio Ramos.
That's an interesting crossover.
So Sergio Ramos gave her the award for Song of the Year for the song dissing his former Spanish teammate,
wow.
Gerard Piqué.
I love it.
I love the crossover.
I love
know?
everything about it.
Something tells me Ramos and Piqué probably don't get along.
Yeah.
I get that vibe too.
Yeah, because they played together for Spain, but the whole Catalan thing and
I mean, one is super like pro España and the other is like super pro Catalan. Like,
Yeah.
they're probably going to conflict.
so there you go.
Also, Piqué stopped representing Spain as well. So I
Yes.
feel like you get looked down upon
Once you
for
stop.
making that decision.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn, so there you go. Ramos obviously didn't give a fuck about his
And
former
he
teammate.
probably could have said, "No, you know what? That's probably not the best idea." And
He wanted
instead-
it. He's
and
always-
he looked great. He looked absolutely great at those awards.
He's looking good.
He ages like fine wine.
You think the tattoos have something to do with the aging process? A lot of people like Ramos and Beckham. If Ramos and Beckham had no tats, would you think they're as hot?
Oh, so when they have tats, they age less. You
I
reckon?
think
they
they're-
look younger. You saying with tats?
Yeah. Well, because I know like Cat
Maybe.
froths Ramos and Cat froths Beckham.
I mean, I don't froth Beckham as much as I froth Ramos.
Right, really?
But I think for me, it's the overall vibe. He's
Okay.
got a really great fashion sense. The tattoos definitely contribute to that. They just both have really good look. Like they just
Okay.
know how to dress and style themselves or get styled. And I think aging is a lot to do with what you wear and how you style yourself.
They're funny because they actually look better older than they did when
Oh,
they were
absolutely.
younger. Like Ramos looked like a bit of a dweeb. Beckham looked like a dweeb. So they look better now.
Oh,
Yeah. Another Spanish though. Well, you know, Ramos denied a move to Saudi Arabia. He went to Sevilla. David De Gea. It's come out also denied a move to Al Nassr.
To Saudi. Oh, that's Ronaldo's
Fantastic.
team, no?
Listen to this though. Ronaldo's team, yeah.
Yep.
Apparently he was offered £500,000 a week.
Oh, makes me
Lord
sick.
have mercy upon
It's a
my
goalkeeper. And he didn't go because his wife didn't want to move to Saudi Arabia.
God bless.
soul. Is she gonna provide the money? She gonna come up with that cash? 'Cause we and the kids, we're going. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean you don't want to go? You don't pack your bags now, woman.
That's what I was thinking.
What do you mean you don't
Bro,
want to go?
£500,000 quid a
What are you
week.
talking about? Yeah, nah, pack your bags, we're going.
And your missus goes, it's a bit hot over there.
I
What was
don't
it?
think it's the heat that she's worried about, Claudes.
What is it?
I mean, life's pretty different.
Look at
Nah, look at
Ronaldo's
Georgia
missus.
or whatever.
She's walking around with the bundas everywhere.
Yeah, she doing
no
what
one
she
gives a fuck.
wants. Come on, they make exceptions for certain people.
Yeah.
You know? Damn. What was her reasoning? Did it say?
All it says is that she didn't like Saudi Arabia, so they turned down the move. I mean, look, he probably doesn't need the money, but I mean,
doesn't need the money.
there would have been some stern conversation at the dinner table there. I think. You know?
I actually don't really know what to say about this one because
Yeah, what,
usually I want to be the devil's advocate in that.
It's
Like
a couple.
I said
There's
with
a
the
decision.
whole Sevilla thing and Ramos, I liked that he went against the grain and chose to stay at home and chose to live out that career instead of the other. But I think it's interesting that it's his wife who spoke up and said, I don't want to go live in Saudi Arabia.
I think it's good because, you know, you can look at it like, oh, you know, she's stopping that opportunity. But then again, it shows she doesn't care that much about the money.
Yeah.
Because if all she cared about the money, she'd be like, I don't care if it's Saudi Arabia or Real Madrid. It makes no difference to me. Go with the one that pays you more.
yeah.
She clearly doesn't give a shit about the money.
True.
She just doesn't want to go to
I mean, he's
Saudi.
paid for
You got to
you.
Well,
respect
they're
that.
obviously living comfortably
Yeah, I mean,
already.
he's played for United for the last 10 odd years or whatever. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Money's not really a thing to him.
Exactly. But that's, look, I thought that was nice. Let's see where he ends up. And the Saudis, they'll just continue there. But Luka Modric apparently going to Saudi Arabia end of the season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's about fucking 40. Makes sense.
So
That's the time to go.
the Saudi, what it has done is like fucked everyone else that is normally like the retirement home for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like the A-League.
MLS or A-League, like we're getting.
We're only going to get the scraps.
We're getting nobody
Yeah.
soon.
We're going to get the
Yeah, I
Saudi
mean,
scraps. We're going to get the players once they're done
Saudi
in
and
We
MLS
might get
scraps.
De Gea.
once he's already...
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean, surely his
I
wife would love
reckon
to
his
live
wife would love Australia.
Yeah, but you don't sell tickets with keepers, let's be real.
We need an ambassador who's like known by everyone and just says, yeah, come to Australia. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we need the money.
Well, who do
I
people
think we
Zlatan-
need the money.
like a
I don't
Zlatan.
think-
Let's do next week. Everybody send in your dream marquee
Like,
for
but
the A-League, and
Who can market people to come here?
Yeah.
Who would it be?
and who do we start the petition
I reckon if Zlatan would be. the
Yeah,
person.
Zlatan's a perfect market.
Yeah, I'd love him.
He'd come and be able to bring other people too.
You need people that have that character as well. We got to focus on those people.
You,
But
you
ultimately, we
need
need
to
more cash.
counteract the tall poppy by bringing in
How you gonna-
someone like Zlatan, who's like,
$500,000
I'll tell you
a
how it
week
is.
for a goalkeeper. That's about $1 million a week for a goalkeeper. We can't compete.
What? That's
We
disgusting.
can't compete.
$1 million a week.
Just focus on our youth. Let's just make Moya and Kundas, man.
Yeah.
There's no point. We
I
can't
know.
compete. We're further and further behind. You know,
it's so crazy.
Saudis have ruined it for everyone. Last one. I want to leave you with this one. I thought it was a good question from Scorera. If you could change one moment in football history,
Change a moment.
change club or country, you can change one outcome in football history. What would you change?
2 moments directly came to mind.
What two?
First moment is John Terry's slip
I thought that
penalty, but I
thought
don't
that
really
as well.
care because it was JT and like it was up and down, and we still won one.
Yes.
Okay, like
If
you know what I mean?
Chelsea
Like,
hadn't
if
won a
it-
Champions League?
yeah, if we hadn't won a Champions League, probably that
Yeah.
moment. Second moment goes Frank Lampard against Germany hits the bar and we don't go through.
Yeah.
Damn you! It's like you've been
You
thinking
would
about
have
those
put
for
goal
ages.
line
Ingrained.
tech in that game. That
Goal
would have
line
been
tech. That moment's like ingrained in my memory.
yeah.
What's
sure.
yours called?
I was also thinking the John Terry slip
Yeah.
initially. But besides that, heartbreaker. There's been a few heartbreaking moments.
I mean, for Australia against Italy.
It's a hard one for me
Mm.
because Italy went on to win the World Cup, and I've got nice memories of that as
Right.
an Italian. That day sucked against Australia, but
Right.
then I have all the memories of beating Germany, beating France. That was nice. I don't know if Australia would have done it. So
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't,
And I agree with you.
I
As
don't
as a non-Italian, it was such an iconic World
but
Cup.
for you would have changed. You would have changed.
Oh,
that
it
moment?
would have been great to see Australia win that.
because we could have beaten Ukraine in the next round. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
I mean, it's the first that
Oh, I
comes
don't
to
mind.
mind.
Yeah.
but
What's yours?
it's not really. The thing is, it didn't affect me because I was young.
Ah, okay.
I was young, but I think if you've ever watched the Australia-Iran game,
I
of
knew you were going to
97,
say Australia-Iran.
and I know it affected my dad. I was only 1 year old.
Yeah.
But I know it affected my dad. My dad used to run a restaurant, and they were watching the game live in the restaurant. And everyone was there, and he always tells me about it. He always tells me that at 2-0, it was like celebrations, and everyone just thought we finally made a World Cup.
Bottled it.
And then the guy ran on the field and all that. And I've spoken to John Aloisi a lot about that day.
Well,
Um,
John Aloisi was talking about it in the preamble for the last Socceroos game.
Right.
Saying like that moment and
Yeah.
why then the following was so important because
Yeah.
they finally proved themselves. Like the reason that Aloisi moment was so important, that iconic moment,
because of that.
is because of the failure of the
That's
one
why
before.
sometimes it's hard to change something in football. Like, would Chelsea Champions League win meant as much if Terry hadn't slipped 4 or 5 years before? You know, would Australia's 2006 have meant as much if we would have made it in
This
98?
is what I mean.
So sometimes you gotta enjoy the
everything-
bad.
The value of that moment
Yeah.
comes because of what happened before. And I look at like
Adversity.
Champions League, and such an iconic moment for me was, the Barca Liverpool where they beat us and then we beat them.
Christy, yeah.
But that
take it
second
quickly.
game, I
Oh,
will
yeah.
never forget.
And it
because
wouldn't
of
have
how
happened if you
shit
hadn't
the
lost
first one
3-0
was
in the first one.
and how much it meant. So it's like, I don't want to change it because the
Yeah.
significance was because of how hard it was to get there.
I reckon if we were any Spurs fans here, we'd have a lot of different
Yeah.
things to say.
That's true as well. Like I
Spurs
think the
fans
club,
have been so close
the
so many
clubs that you
times.
Because they haven't
support
had
and
that win.
stuff, yeah, the clubs that
haven't
you
had that
support will change your perspective on this one
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. But it'll be interesting to get people's thoughts on that. If there was other moments in time that they could change. it'd
Something
be-
that you
On
could
that
change.
too,
Yeah.
Italy finally beat Macedonia
Fucking oath.
because that's a moment you probably would have wanted to go back
Just
to
beat
as well.
them, but slapped them around.
Yeah,
Slap
the
it.
Macedonians.
Nah, I was shitting myself. I'm not gonna lie. I said I was watching the game with my brother, and it was 3-0 at halftime, and Macedonia made a triple change at the start of the second half, and the camera cut to the 3 players coming on, and my brother turns to me and goes, "Triple change? Like they could be on here." I said, "Bro, they're not fucking on here." I said, "If we don't win this game, I'll never work in football again." I said, if Italy throw a 3-0 lead, I said, I don't know why.
Claudes is-
Jesus.
I
it's
said,
3 a.m. and Claude's is rethinking his life choices.
I said, if Italy don't win this game from 3-0 at home, half time, if they bottle this game, I promise you, I'll focus on a different sport. I'll never 3-1. fuck, all right, it's fine. It's all good. 3-2.
Oh my god.
I was there like, fuck. And then they had a lot of the ball. And then Italy scored 2
You had your
later.
resignation letter
5-2.
ready?
Yeah.
Oh my
That would be
lord.
funny as fuck, man. If
I was shitting myself.
That's a great question though, because it makes you think. But then it also, for me, just makes me realize that things are only significant because of what it took to get there.
Yeah. I think maybe injuries of players is probably one you'd change because there's never a good outcome for that.
No.
True.
You know, players that get injured.
Or like careers that ended early.
Careers that ended early. You know,
Okay, well, that's a good question. Whose career would you change that doesn't make sense.
Probably R9. I would have liked to see Ronaldo if
bit
his
more
knees
of
weren't
him.
fucked.
For me, it's always going to be Jack Wilshere. Always going to be Jack Wilshere.
For me, it was you two.
Oh wow.
As in the band?
No, you two.
Oh.
I would have loved to see where you could go if it wasn't for your injuries.
Me
Us
too.
too?
I think about that every day when I wake up,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
get on my phone and scroll on TikTok and say, "This is why."
This is
This
where
is
I
what have I become?
What have I become?
This is
What have I
your
become?
life.
A content creator.
Oh Lord.
That's all right. I want the Olan comeback. I know it's still around the corner. You're not too
coming.
old, bro. You're still in your 20s. When you hit 30,
He's got
fucking
another
over.
game at Kenilworth in him.
Yeah.
One more. Who
Luton.
knows?
Charity match.
Who knows? Charity match. I'm back next year.
Go do Soccer Aid.
Yeah.
Great. I'm actually. I think I'm playing in that.
What?
The Aussie one.
The Aussie one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Not the
Not-
actual
not
soccer.
Can I
rating
say,
in
like,
the UK.
don't throw that around. 'cause that's
Maybe
a
one
big
day,
deal.
bro.
Maybe
One
one
day.
day,
I
who
reckon
knows?
one day we'll see
Never
OLANTEKKERS
say never.
at Wembley playing in that soccer.
I think we
match.
might see the whole Born Offside crew.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think I can play.
Is it men only?
Did women play?
Yeah, women playing it.
Okay.
In the, yeah,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
yeah, women playing it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Never mind.
still a while off that. We've got some exciting shit coming up. Sydney Derby this weekend, of course.
Yes.
Big game. We'll be there. We'll all be there. We'll all be there.
I can't.
We will be there.
I
you
go.
can't.
He won't be there.
Fuck you and
I
your
know,
busy shit.
I
What are you
know.
always doing? What
I'm
are
working. Sorry, lads. I'm working.
he doesn't stop, bro.
I'm paying the bills.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, so I
We'll
can't
Well,
be
I'll
there.
be there.
You guys.
Then we
Are
got a
you plus
special.
oneing me? Because I don't have a ticket.
Well, we'll talk about that after.
Do I have
Possibly.
to fight someone?
Well, look, there's a few people that want a ticket. We'll see. No, I'm joking. Of course. Big game, Sydney Derby. That's going to be great. And then, of course, we've got a bit of an announcement coming up
Yes.
soon. We'll announce it soon.
We'll wait. We'll wait till next week.
We're
and
doing a
we'll
bit of a
talk about
live
it.
thing
Yes.
where you guys can come down and get involved, and we're giving away a lot of cool shit too. So make sure you're
Yes.
subscribing. Make sure you're following us on all socials. Thanks so much, guys, for today. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Ciao,
See
ciao.
ya.